Hi, I'm Emma from Reflect, and this is a Pilates video for you to try. Now what's important is that you listen to your body. Never move into the area of pain. Discomfort's okay, pain is not, so always back off and drop down a level. So I offer different levels throughout the workout, and you can do whichever level is going to suit you. Now some exercises you might find that you can do the harder level, and on other exercises doing the easier level. Just tune into your body and do what's best today. Okay, so we're going to start off with a warm-up. Feet a small distance apart coming onto your mat, shoulders back and down, crown is up towards the ceiling, so we're nice and strong and tall through the body. And then we're going to just gently start to roll through those shoulders, so up, back, down and round. Lovely. So still feeling that crunching. Oh, lovely. I'm loving that already. And then one arm all the way up and over to the other side. So we're going to just do a few of these, so just keep them floating, one over and then the other over, keeping it going. Next one, lovely, one more, and then both hands, inhale up and exhale down, and again, inhale up and exhale down. Last one, inhale up and exhale down. We're going to put one hand on top of the other, draw the shoulders back and down, tuck the chin into the chest, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bottom, inhale, take those hands up, look up, exhale the hands down to the sides. Inhale, back to lifted, flexing through the wrists, drive the hands down the centre, tuck the chin and gently roll it down towards the floor. Now once you're down, relax and release, and we're going to pedal through the knees. So let the neck relax as well, and then just bend one knee and then the other. If you can't quite come all the way down, that's okay, just come up and then just gently allow one leg to bend, let the hip kick out, and then the other hip to bend, knee to bend. And then just keep that going from one side to the other, just for a moment. If you can, look towards the knees, just letting that body relax down towards those bent legs as you bend them. Lovely. And then coming back to two straight legs, allow that body to hang, bend through the knees, round through the back, roll all the way back up to standing, roll through those shoulders, open up through that chest. Other hands coming on top, draw the shoulders back and down, tuck the chin into the chest. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bottom, tummy's engaged, inhale, take those hands up, look up. Exhale the hands down to the sides. Inhale, back to lifted. Flexing through those wrists, drive the hands down the centre again, tucking the chin and gently roll it down towards the floor. This time we're just going to hold the stretch. So bring the body weight forwards into the toes, relax the neck, looking straight towards the knees, relax the shoulders. Again, don't worry about where you come to, even if you're up here, it's fine. Bring the body weight into the toes, tilting the bum up towards the ceiling. Lovely, just letting everything go. As you exhale, sink that little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, bend through the knees, round through the back, roll all the way back up to standing. Roll through the shoulders, open up through the chest, squeeze the thighs, lift the fingertips, small back bend. So squeezing the bottoms as well, it helps protect the lower back. Back to centre, lowering down through those arms. Lovely, tummy muscles pulled in, sit those hips back, hands forwards, draw the shoulders back and down, back to standing and squeeze. So they're still warming up. And again, so dropping that bottom only as low as you feel comfortable for your hips. Back to standing and squeeze. And again, coming down, back to standing and squeeze. Coming down, back to standing and squeeze. A couple more. Lovely. And then last one, holding it down, draw the shoulders back and down, up on the toe on one side and lower, up on the toe on the other side. And again, keep pedaling through those toes. Last one, this side, holding it there, lower that body all the way down, tuck the chin, straighten through those legs, tilt the bum up towards the ceiling. Slowing that breath as you feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale, exhale, bend through the knees, round through the back, roll all the way back up to standing. Roll through the shoulders, open up through the chest, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bottom, lift the fingertips, small back bend. Back to centre, hands coming down to the sides. Lovely. We're just going to bend through the knees, hands onto the hips, and we're just going to gently roll big circles round through the pelvis. And then other way, coming around in the other direction, just mobilising through that lower body. Lovely. And then gently coming back to centre, straightening up. We're just going to bring left knee up, hands still on the hips, left knee's coming up, and gently lower, other side. So just bring that up towards the ceiling, up towards the chest and gently lowering all the way back down. Just go at the speed that feels okay for you. So if you need to slow it down, that's okay. If you want to speed it up, that's okay too. So just coming up and gently lowering. Still just warming up. Lovely. Last one. And then this time we're going to lift through the knee, open to the side, back to centre and lower. Other side, up, open, back and lower. So just keep going from one side to the other, just lifting up, opening through, back to centre and lower. Perfect. Again, whatever speed feels okay for you is okay. And if you're finding that you're wobbling quite a lot, don't worry about that either. Again, the thicker your mat, the thicker your carpet, the more you're going to wobble. Last one. Oops, see? Back to centre and lower. Holding it there. Hands are down beside the body. We're going to pedal through the knees as we flick away through the fingers. So open, close, all the way up. Inhaling up and exhaling all the way back down again. And again, opening all the way up. Open, close through those hands and all the way back down. Last one, coming all the way open, all the way up and all the way back down. Relax and release, allow that body to go. We're going to rotate, looking behind and just let those arms float in the sockets as we just gently warm up through that back. Perfect. Keeping it going, just a few more. And gently coming all the way back to the start. So we always start with a little bit of a standing set to work through the legs before we do our upper body. So feet a small distance apart, tummy muscles pulled in, shoulders are back and down. We're going to sit those hips down towards the floor. So draw the shoulders back, pump those arms down beside the body. Inhale, we're going to bring those hands out to the front. Turn the palms down towards the floor, draw the shoulders back and we're going to draw the elbows back towards the body. So elbows are back, squeeze and then back out to the front. So now we can move with the breath. Inhale. Exhale forward, squeeze through the bottom, squeeze through the inner thighs as well, and keep this more position going. Lovely. We've got one more. Draw it back, hold it there, bottom down towards the floor. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to standing, lower through the arms. Inhale. Exhale, sit it back, hands out to the front. Draw the shoulders back and down again, tummy's engaged. Draw those elbows back. And squeeze, and again, inhale forwards, exhale back and squeeze. Squeeze through the bottom, squeeze the inner thighs, small tuck on the tailbone, keep that going. Last one, hold it back, squeeze and hold, bottom towards the floor. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, lower through the arms, inhale. Last set, inhale. Sitting it back, draw the shoulders back and down, tummy's engaged again, draw those elbows back. Remember, if it's too much, straighten through those legs a little bit, so don't sit back so far. If you're thinking this is easy, sit down a little bit lower, tuck the tailbone slightly, pull the tummy in, and squeeze through the inner thighs. Last one, holding it back, squeeze and hold, bottom towards the floor. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to standing, low through those arms. Ooh, should be feeling that. This time we're going to sit the bottom back again, but staying a little bit higher. Small bend in the knees this time, tummy's engaged. Hands are going to come out to the front, palms are facing. Draw those elbows up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to take those fingertips up towards the ceiling and back to centre. And again, out and up, and back to centre. So you can move with the breath, out and up, back to centre. Keep the shoulders back and down as well. Out and up. Back to centre, out and up and hold, squeeze and hold, pulse the fingertips up. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sweep those arms down all the way up, and exhale, lower down towards the floor. Lovely. We're going to sit those hips back, tummy muscles pulled in, up onto the toe, and back to standing. Lower the heel, other side, sit the hips back, up onto the toe, back to standing and lower. Now if you want, you can leave the toe on the floor, or this time we're going to lift the foot off the floor, then come back to standing, lower the leg, other side, sitting down, lift the toe, lift the foot, back to standing, lower the leg. Now if you want, you can keep that toe down on the floor, no problem, and just keep switching in your own time from one side to the other. Okay? If you can, you're going to lift the foot off the floor as you come back to standing and then lower. Remember, in moving your own time, if you want to slow it down a little bit, you can slow it down a little bit. Now, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you're going to lift the foot, come back to standing, bend it back down, back to standing, and then lower. Switch it over, other side. So lifting the foot, back to standing with the foot off, bending it back down with the foot still off, back up and lower. Once more on each side if you are doing that one, otherwise keep going whichever version that you are doing. So coming up, foot staying off, bend through those hips, back up to standing and lower. Last one, sitting back, tummies engaged, lifting that foot if you can, but remember, wherever you're at is absolutely fine. Lovely, and lower, perfect. Walking it off, last little squat back, so sit those hips a tiny little bit back, tummy muscles pulled in, we're going to go for those triceps again, lift those elbows up towards the ceiling, little fingers up towards the ceiling, tummy muscles pulled in, and then gently bending through those arms and lifting those fingers up, lovely. And again, keep it going, tummy muscles pulled up, length through the back of the neck, should be feeling this in the arms as well. We want to warm them up for the next move that we're going to be doing. Last one, we're going to hold those fingertips up towards the ceiling, pulsing up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it down, inhale all the way up, and exhale down. Lovely. Grab a drink whenever you need one, okay? I'm just going to demo the next move while you're having a drink. What we're going to be doing is inhaling up, exhaling down. You're going to walk those hands away. Now, if you want, you can drop straight to the knees and then walk those hands a bit further. If you can, you're going to walk those hands out, staying in high plank, hold it for a second, then you're going to drop to the knees. Now, we want to imagine there's a triangle out in front of the body. Both the hands are at the bottom of the triangle, and we want to take our nose to the top part of the triangle. Okay, so we want to come forwards. We don't want to be leaning backwards, and we don't want the elbows to come out to the sides like this. We want them to come towards the rib cage. So from here, tummy's pulled up, squeeze your bottom, gently going to go for 3. Only drop as low as your arms and your shoulders can tolerate. And then you're going to either walk the hands back in and lift the knees, or you're going to lift the knees and walk those hands back in and roll all the way back up, okay? So getting ready, you're going to move in your own time and just keep going, or you can follow me. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down towards the floor. Walk those hands away from the body, drop to the knees straight away if you need to. Hold the high plank, squeeze your bottom, push the heels away, then dropping down onto those knees, 3 press ups. So only drop as low, that's for 3, 2, you can drop towards the floor if you feel that your arms and shoulders are strong enough. Lift the knees or walk the hands back first, then rolling it all the way back up to center. Roll through the shoulders, inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Walk those hands away, tummy muscles pulled in, drop straight to the knees if you need to. Drive the back of the head, squeeze the thighs, tummy's pulled in. Gently lowering those knees, 3 press ups. So for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lovely. Lift the knees, walk those hands back. Bend through the knees, round through the back, roll all the way back up to standing. Last set, inhale, arms are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend through those knees. If you need to, walk those hands away. High planks, tummy's pulled in, squeeze your bottom. Perfect. Gently lower those knees onto the floor, tummy's pulled up. 3 press ups again. You'll only drop as low as you know that your arms are coping with. Last one. And this time, sitting back into child's pose. So sit those bottoms onto those heels, bring the hands underneath the forehead, and just slow the breath. Just letting everything go. Relaxing the shoulders, slowing the breath. relaxing through the body. Inhale and exhale, gently rolling all the way back up. So we want to be sitting on the heels to start with. If it's not comfortable for your knees, then just come up. We're just going to roll through the shoulders, opening through the chest, just to release the arms and shoulders off. And then bringing one hand across the body, grab and hold, draw that arm in towards the body. So at any point you feel you need to take the break and roll through the shoulders with the next exercise, then just do. Relax and release. Other side, coming up, drawing it in. So ideally we want to be above or below the elbow, not on the elbow. Drop the shoulders down towards the floor, you'll feel the stretch. So if you need to take the break, because of the shoulders, take the break, have a little stretch. Or if you're starting and release, if you're starting to feel it through the wrists, because we're on all fours, just come off and roll through the wrists, or open and close to release any tension, okay? Now from here, we're going to come onto all fours, hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Push away from the floor, pull the tummy muscles up. We're going to go for pointing dog. You want a small gap in between the knees, not a large gap. Then extending the left leg away from the body, out up to hip height. Now make sure you don't lift the hips, keep the hips parallel to the floor, and gently lower all the way back down. Now we're trying to look for as little movement as possible. Alternate other leg, other side's coming up, and gently and slowly all the way back down. So imagine you've got that tray of drinks on your back, and switch from one side to the other, nice and steady, nice and slowly, trying to not let that pelvis or those hips move at all. So keep the pelvis nice and flat, straight to the floor, so your leg won't come up that high. Squeeze through the bottom. Now if you want to make it harder, we're going to take the opposite hand out to the front, to the leg. So if you've got your left arm out to the front, it'll be the right leg. So gently coming out, hold it for a second, and gently lower. So tummy muscles are still pulled up, nice and steady, nice and slowly. Switch from one side to the other, hold, and slowly lower. If you need to take the break, sit into child's pose. And if you want to make it harder, you're going to hold those arms and legs up. Then you're going to go for a diagonal tap down. So tapping the arm across the body and the leg across the body in opposite directions. Back to center, and then into the open position. So the arm and leg will come out to the side, and then back to center. Slowly lowering all the way down, and then coming over to the other side. So lifting up, tummy muscles engaged. Opposites again, across the body, back up to center, and then away from the body. Back to center. Tummy muscles engaged, still nice and steady, nice and slowly, no movement. We're going to do one more on each side if we're doing the diagonals, otherwise just keep going with what you're doing until we catch up with you. And out to the sides, back to center, tummy muscles still pulled up, and gently lowering all the way down. Last one, coming out, hold for a second, cross the body, tap, back to center, out to the side, back to center, and slowly all the way back in the middle. Sitting back down into child's pose, give the body just a second to find that neutral. So relax the hips, relax the shoulders, let everything go, slowing the breath. Then coming back up onto all fours, and we're going to slide straight down onto the tummy. So once you're down, relax and release, bring the hands underneath the head and rock those hips from side to side. Coming back to the centre. Now remember, you can bring the body back and rock at any point you feel you need to take the break. I'm going to start off with just the legs, so the hands can stay where they are, forehead on the hands if you want to. Tummy muscles pulled up, squeeze your bottom. Lifting both legs just up off the floor, and we're going to go for the kick as though we're in a swimming pool. Now we want to keep the legs nice and straight, so we don't want to be bending the knees. We're not doing this. Okay, we don't want our feet out of the water. So imagine you're moving from the hips, squeezing through the thighs and kicking. Now if you're finding that you really can't lift both legs off, that's okay. We're going to go from one side to the other. So just keep alternate from one side to the other if you can't get both legs off the floor at the same time. Now relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the jaw. So top half isn't engaged at the moment. Slow that breath, keep it going, keep the bottom squeezing. If you can keep going, but if you need to take the break, if it becomes too much, take the break. Kick, 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 kick. Keep it going. Lovely. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently relax all the way down. Rock those hips from side to side. Perfect. Now we're going to go for breaststroke arms. So bring those legs together if they're too far out. Bring those arms next to the shoulders. Tummy muscles pulled up. Squeeze your bottom again. We're going to lift just the head and shoulders off the floor and back down again. So you can stay with this if this is strong enough for you and your lower back. If you can, you're going to come up, hold, slide one hand along the floor, out to the side, back to centre, then over to the other side. Okay, so you have the option to keep the hands on the floor and slide them away and back to centre. If you feel you can lift the arms up off the floor, keep looking down towards the mat, and then you're going to do the same thing again, single arms out to the front, slide them back round to the sides, as though you're drawing a big circle with that hand out to the side, big circle away, back to centre. Now if this still feels okay, you're going to go for your full breaststroke. Both arms will come out to the front, sweep them out to the side, squeeze and lift, and then back out to the front again, keeping those eyes looking straight down towards the mat, pushing the back of the head up towards the ceiling, tummy muscles pulled up, squeeze your bottom. Try and move with the breath if you can, nice and steady, nice and slowly. The minute you need to take the break, just lower down, rock those hips from side to side to go for the release. Listen to your body, don't wait for me to cue it. If you start to feel it's too much, just take the break, have a short break, then come back in. Make that your last one, gently lower, rock the hips. Now we're going to do like rubbing your tummy and patting your head at the same time. Now you have the option to do a little bit of legs and a little bit of upper body and alternate, or you're going to try and do the both at the same time. So coming back to centre, tummy muscles pulled up, squeeze your bottom, lift the legs and start to kick those legs. Then lift the head and shoulders, so bottom half and top half are off. And then you can stay with the hands on the floor and do your breaststroke. Single arms, arms off, single arms, or you're going to do your double arms. So whatever arms you were doing last time, see if you can do them again this time, but keep those feet kicking as you draw your breaststroke arms. I like adding the two together, gets your brain thinking as well as your body. So keep that going, only a few more, this one's strong. Keep kicking, keep that bottom squeezing, should really be able to feel that in that bottom and lower back, working hard. Last one, and gently lower all the way back down. Rock those hips from side to side. Well done. Remember, grab a drink whenever you need to. Whew. And then we're going to come and roll over onto our side. So rolling over onto the right side or left side, depends which way you're facing. Top hand up above the body, palms down, nice and straight like a pencil. One leg stacked on top of the other. Now we want the hips forward. Don't allow the hips to be backwards because you're going to fall over for this one. Arms coming out to the front, tummy muscles pulled in, and you're going to lift those legs just up off the floor. So we're going to go for the static hold. So lifting those legs up off the floor and hold, squeeze your bottom, tummy's engaged. Now if you're wobbling a lot, stay there. If you feel like, nope, I'm solid, we're going to lift that top arm up towards the ceiling. Can't give you lefts and rights because we might be on different sides. So the top arm's going to come up, and if it's nice and stable still, that bottom arm is going to come up. So both hands up towards the ceiling. You don't have to. Remember, if you're wobbling, you're working hard, leave one hand down, that's fine. If you're still okay, top leg is going to come away from the bottom leg, and then lift that bottom leg back up again because it will start to want to drop. So holding that up, squeeze, 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 hold, hold, hold. Slow the breath, find the focus. Feel the core's working hard to try and stabilise you. Lifting that top leg, work the bottom. Keep it going. If you need to take the break, drop down, pat the hip, just give it a moment and then come back in. Not much longer now. Keep squeezing, squeeze through the thighs. Tummy's pulled in. Nice and strong through the legs as well as through the body. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lowering those legs all the way back down. Bringing that hand out to the front. Bend through both knees. Bring both knees out to the front. Bottom hand's coming out to the front as well. Bring that shoulder forwards and then other hand's coming on top. We're going to open, close the door. So the hips can stay forwards. Top hand's going to come up and over. Looking at that top hand all the way and then gently sliding it all the way back again. If you can, just move with the breath, gently rotating, just allowing the head to rest on the floor as you slide up and over. Now if you can sweep that hand round like a clock face, clock hand, all the way around halfway and come back through the centre, or you can slide it down through the bottom. So you can go clockwise or anti-clockwise with that hand, but if you've got any nipping in your shoulder whatsoever, don't do that one, just go straight through the middle, okay? So you can always go all the way around, make sure we're looking and rotating through the back as we're sliding round. You can go one way and then you can always go the other way. Feeling that rotation through that lower back as well as through that shoulder. Perfect. Coming back to centre. Make that the last one, whatever one you're doing, whether that's straight through or circles. Bringing both hands back into the centre line and then gently straightening, bringing the legs back in line next to the hips, bringing that elbow underneath the shoulders. Okay, so the elbow wants to be right underneath that shoulder, bottom leg's going to be bent, top leg's going to be straight, lifting the chest up off the floor. So option 1, we're just going to relax down and then draw it up, okay, relax down. And if you can sweep with the arm, use the arm as well. So we're relaxing and sweeping. So you're going to be feeling this part of your body working hard as we draw up. Now, if you can, we're going to lift the hips off the floor as well. So you're going to lift, push through the elbow, lift those hips up nice and high, and then gently lower all the way back down. Now, if you're finding the neck's uncomfortable looking up, you're going to look down towards the mat instead. Okay, so if the neck's uncomfortable, look down instead of looking up. Drawing those hips up nice and high. Now if you want to make it harder still, you're going to hold your hips up, keep them lifted and just float the arm over the head and back down next to the hips. Okay, so you can stay up and so you're not taking any break. Staying up into the lifted, but you don't have to. Remember, you can lift and lower, and if that's too much, just keep that hip down and just keep driving away. Now if it's too much for that shoulder, come off. Take the break. Remember, listen to your body. The strength will come, but you just got to give it a chance to, okay? To come out. The minute that you feel okay, come back in. Right, lift and lower. Got a couple more. Make this your last one. And gently lower all the way back down. Swing those legs round to the front. And coming up into the seat position. We're just going to go for a little forward stretch just to neutralise. So inhale coming up, exhale forward fold, grab hold of wherever you can get to and just draw the top of the head towards the feet and relax the body. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Just let everything go just for a moment. Perfect. Before gently rolling all the way back up to centre, and we're going to come down onto the other side. So rolling it down onto the other side, whichever side you didn't do last time. Arms up above the head, palms flat down onto the floor, heads onto the arms, nice and straight. Remember, we don't want to be back on the hips because you're going to fall over. So bring the hips forwards, straighten through those legs, hands out the front to start with to help stabilise, and then engage squeeze through the thighs, lift both legs just up off the floor. So lifting both legs up. If you're already feeling wobbly, stay here. If you feel okay, that top hand is going to come up towards the ceiling. Tummy's engaged, squeeze through the bottom. Slow the breath. If you still feel okay, bottom hand's coming up towards the ceiling as well. And again, if we're wobbling, stop there. If you feel okay, top leg's going to come away from the bottom leg, driving both legs up towards the ceiling, as high as it's comfortable for you, and hold. You're going to start to feel this already, that's okay. Remember, take the break if you need to, drop the legs down. Allow the bottom to take the break and then come back in, otherwise find the position, hold, hold, hold. Slow the breath. Breathe through the nose if you can. So find that relaxation through the face, through the top half. Squeezing through the thighs. Keep it going. Should be feeling it. If you're not already, squeeze a bit more. Squeeze the bottom, squeeze the thighs. If you're ever not feeling it, just squeeze more through the body. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower those legs all the way back down. Well done. Hands coming out the front. Bend through those knees. Bring the knees out to the front. Roll the shoulder forward. So bring the shoulder towards the front part of the mat, and then bring that hand out the front and bring the head down onto the mat, hand onto the floor. Then gently rolling through, keeping the head on the floor. Roll through. See that hand behind body, and then gently rolling all the way back again. Again, so keep it going, slowly opening up and rolling, looking behind and back to centre. Now if you want, you can use again that arm like a clock hand, sweeping it around. Make sure you use the eyes to follow the hand, don't just move the arm, and back to centre. You can do half circles, or you're going to do, if you fancy it, full circles, so that arm can come all the way around. But remember, again, listen to your shoulder. Any nipping in the shoulder, don't do the full circles or even the half circles. So no nipping. Any that, you know that, well, you might not know that if you've never had it, but any strong discomfort, then don't do it. Just go straight through the centre. Just make sure you're rolling so you are feeling that stretch and rotation through the spine as well. Last one. And back to centre. Then we're going to push up onto that elbow again. So the elbow again right underneath the shoulder. Bottom leg bent, foot's just behind the body, straight through that top leg. Push away from the floor, and again we can lift and lower here for position 1. Lift and lower, you're going to be feeling that working. If you can, bring the hips up off the floor. Bring the hips up off the floor. Driving up, tummy's engaged still. Remember, this is strong for the neck and the shoulders, so look down if it's too much for your neck. Driving up, squeeze. And then if you want to make it harder still, you're going to hold it up. So hold it up and float that arm over the head and back down next to the hips. Keeping that squeeze, tummy's pulled in, still pushing away through the elbow. So if you're especially if you're holding, make sure you're not sagging into the shoulder. Push away through that elbow into the floor as best as you can. Slowing that breath. Keep the squeeze, squeeze your bottom, tummy's engaged. Perfect, keep it going. Remember, if it starts to become too much, then just drop that hip back down and go for the lift and the lower through the chest, or you're going to lift those hips up as well if you feel your shoulder can cope. If not, remember, you can come off, roll through that shoulder, give it a moment, and then come back down when you feel ready and able to do so. Okay. Make this last few. Last one. Lovely. And gently lowering those hips down onto the floor, slide those feet out to the front once again. And then bending through those knees, bring the feet together, allow the knees to set up to the sides, and just gently bring that body through the centre line and relax and release. So just give the body a second. Breathing in and breathing out. Gently rolling it all the way back up to the centre line. Bring those knees back to the midline, and we're going to go for the roll down. So I want you to straighten off through the legs. Crown's going to come up. I'm going to give you a few options again. So you want to grab a drink while you watch. Option one, you're going to bring those hands up. We're going to slowly roll it down. Once you're down, we're going to bring one leg in, swing that leg away, come back up to seated, nice and strong, and roll down again. And then we're going to go to the other leg, swing it away, come back up. Alternatively, if you know that you don't need to use a leg, you're going to slowly bring it down, tap the back of the head towards the floor, tuck the chin, tummy's engaged, and slowly roll it all the way back up. Lift the crown up towards the ceiling. Okay, so I'm going to use one leg to start with. You can join in with that, or you can go for your full roll up as well. So shoulders back and down, crown is up, tummy's engaged, then tuck the tailbone under, tuck the chin, nice and steady, nice and slowly. Start to roll it all the way down as slowly as you can, one vertebra at a time. Once you're down, tap the back of the head and roll back up, or bring one leg in, swing that leg away, back up to seated, arms out again, shoulders back, nice and strong through the back, and then gently tuck that tailbone under, nice and steady, slowly roll all the way down. So you don't have to wait for me, you can just keep going in your own time, rolling down, one leg coming up, slide, roll it all the way back to centre. Okay, this time I'm going to roll up, so do whichever version is working for you, but if you're using a leg, make sure you alternate from one side to the other. Slowly, slowly, slowly down, tuck the back of the head, tuck the chin, tummy's engaged, slowly all the way back up, crown is up towards the ceiling. Now if you are rolling up and down and you want to make it harder, as you come down, once you really feel that bite, stop for the count of 3, 2, 1, and then carry on. Back of the head taps, then tuck that chin, same thing on the way up. As you feel that bite, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then carry on. So you can hold it for a second if you want to, but don't feel like you have to. You can just carry on going for the straight roll down, which is strong enough already. And you can always use that leg to come back up. What's important is you have a nice, steady, slow roll down. Take the break when you need to. We're going to do one more, whatever version that you're doing. Perfect. Lovely, should be up. If not, and now one more, because we're going to roll down and stay down. So just gently roll it down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Once you're all the way down, you're going to stay down. Well done. Lower through those arms, relax through that body just for a second. Take a nice deep breath in and deep breath out. I'm going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. Draw that right knee in towards the body. And gently lower the right knee all the way back down. Other side, so left knee's coming in. Draw that knee in. And gently all the way back down. So I'm going to build again in stages. Stop the minute you feel that it's hard enough for you. You can always carry on making it harder if you want to, and drop back at any point. So option one, we're going to tummy muscles pulled in, bring the right knee in, holding onto the knee, draw the knee into body and release, and gently lower all the way back down. Okay, so this is option one if you feel that this is already strong enough for your core and your lower back. All right, so we want a small tuck on the tailbone, so a small imprint of that back into the mat as we bring one leg up and one leg down. Now if you feel that you can do it without the hands, we're going to drop the hands out and not use the hands. So leave the hands on the mat, one leg's going to come in and gently lower all the way back down. Okay, so we can do it without the hands, all the way back down. If you want to make it harder still, tuck the chin round through the shoulders, bring the hands off the floor, and then you're going to go for the same thing again, slowly with the breath, in and out. Now if you know you've had whiplash a few times like I have, or you've just neck's starting to feel uncomfortable, you can bring one hand behind, but we're not pulling on the neck, we're just resting the head into the hand, okay? So you can rest the head into the hand if you need to, tummy muscles engaged. Perfect. Coming in and gently away. This is building, getting ready for the next exercise. Tummy muscles pulled up, head and shoulders off if you want them to be. They don't have to be. Last one. And gently lower all the way back down to centre. Now from here, tummy muscles pulled in, bring the right knee in and then the left knee in. And gently roll those knees round in one direction. Holding onto the knees, head can be relaxed, and gently round into the other direction. So at any point you feel your back, lower back, or tummy needs a break, just come in and rock and roll the hips, the knees from side to side or round in circles, whatever you prefer. Now coming back to centre, what we want to make sure is we've got the tummy pulled in and there's a small imprint with the back. So the back should be feeling like it's gently imprinting into the floor, not hard, just a gentle imprint. And then from here we can hold on to the legs again, option one. We're going to release the right leg, straighten the right leg away from the body and back to centre. And then other side, left leg's coming away and back to centre. So again, moving with the breath if you can. And back to centre. If you want to make it harder, bring those hands onto the floor next to the hips and then carry on. But making sure that you have still got that imprint. So tummy's still pulled in, small tuck on that tailbone. Then if you want to make it harder still, you're going to tuck the chin, round through the back, bring those hands out to the front and then extend those legs away again. So it's tummy still pulled in. If you want, bring one hand in to take the weight of the head. If you're feeling that's really uncomfortable, feel your neck. And then keep that going, whichever version you're doing. Take the break if you need to. Now if you want to make it harder still, what we want to do is not bring the knees in quite so close to the chest. So bring those knees a little bit further over the hips and then you're going to go from there. You'll feel the difference just by not bringing those knees in. Load to the stomach that little bit more. Extending away. Tummy muscles pulled up. Slow that breath. Take the rake if you need to. Otherwise keep going. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Making sure we're breathing. If it starts to get hard, we will tend to hold the breath. Making sure that their back's not arching. If it's starting to arch, that means again you need to take the break. Last one. And back to centre. Lower the head and shoulders, lower the legs. We're going to allow the knees to come out to the sides. Get the feet a bit further away if you want to, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Just allow the knees to rest out. Bring the soles of the feet together. Bring those hands up above the head. Oh, I'm stuck. But bring them up above the head and then relax the arms. If you can, if your arms are off the floor and it's too intense in your shoulders, bring the hands out to the sides instead into a T position. If you've got the arms above the head and you're not feeling any stretch at all, interlace the fingers, bring the hands behind the head and then relax the shoulders. If you're finding you're lifting the chest because it's too intense now on the shoulders, bring the hands back out from behind the head. So we're going to do a shoulder and hip stretch here while we work on the pelvic floor. So pelvic floor muscles are your toilet muscles, number ones and number twos. And we want to imagine that we're trying to stop ourselves going to the toilet really, really, really slowly. Okay, so very slowly start to draw your toilet muscles on, squeezing them up through the center line, hold them for a second and release them back down. Now keep that going. Now I can't see you obviously, but what I want you to imagine is if I was in the room with you, can I see you moving at all? Because this muscle is completely internal. This muscle goes from inner thigh to inner thigh, not quite, but basically from that side and then from front to back as well. So, but it's all inside your body. So when you're squeezing it, I shouldn't be able to see you moving it. So you're not squeezing your inner thighs, you're not squeezing your bottom. Everything, nothing should be moving externally. So you get somebody else to watch you if you want. But what you should feel is inside this muscle coming up, hold it for a second and gently releasing back down. So you should still be doing that. Nice and steady, nice and slowly. Now what I want you to do is try and hold it for longer at the top. So start to squeeze and draw it up through the center line. Hold it at the top, hold, 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 hold. And then gently and slowly release it all the way back down again. And again, draw that pelvic floor up, 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 up. Squeeze, 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 hold, hold, hold. and gently releasing it all the way back down again. And this time drawing it up through the centre line, squeeze and hold. Now feel it squeezing, keep the squeeze. Hold the squeeze, might relax. If it relaxes, squeeze it again. But even if you're still holding it, go back and think squeeze, because every time you think squeeze, then you'll find, oh, I did relax it a little bit. Now again, think squeeze. And there we go, it relaxed again. So keep the squeeze, keep the squeeze, keep the squeeze. Start to fatigue, that's okay. Keep it going. Hold, 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 squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then gently relax all the way back down. So let everything go. Just for a moment, and then we're going to pulse it from the baseline. So this is from the relaxed position now. Now I want you to pull the pelvic floor on and release it as quick as you can, and we're going to pulse for 8, okay? So relax to start with and getting ready to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Again, I shouldn't be able to see you moving. You should feel this all internally. And again, 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We've got one more set. And again, 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Gently float those arms back down next to the hips, draw the legs up to the centre line. Ooh, walk the feet wide and allow the knees to sit together. So just letting those hips rebound. So just giving them a moment. That's a really good exercise, and you can do it anywhere. Pelvic floor is so neglected. So whenever you're standing in the queue, sitting in the car, watching the telly, do your pelvic floor. No one can tell you're doing them, but there's, especially for ladies, it's essential that we do them for our pelvic and our bladder stability. Recovered now, so bring those feet back in line again to the hips. We're going to go for 100. So with this one, you have 3 options. Option 1, feet will stay on the floor, head and shoulders are going to come off, and we're going to be pulsing the hands. Breathe in and out for 5. So in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, if the neck becomes uncomfortable, bring one hand behind the head, but keep the other arm pumping. So legs can stay on the floor. Option 1. Option 2, legs will come into tabletop, so knees above the hips, legs parallel. Option 3, you're going to straighten those legs away, but making sure that you're not arching. If your back is arching, drop back a level, bend those knees. But we want to tuck the tailbone under so the back is imprinted into the floor, okay? So take whichever position that you want to take, feet down, tabletop, legs away, roll through the head and shoulders, bring the arms off the floor, tummy muscles pulled in, and we're going to pump and breathe for 100. 4, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and draw those knees in. Well done, you've just done your 100. Gently circle those knees round in one direction and gently round in the other direction. Perfect. Straighten through those legs, arms up above the head for a full body stretch. I'm going to move, just keep hitting the table, full body stretch. So at any point you need to come back for the full body stretch and then come back into posture when you're ready. So from here we're going to be taking the legs from side to side. Now if you know you've got lower back discomfort or niggle or pain, we're going to leave the feet on the floor, arms out to the sides, palms upright, and then gently keeping those feet stacked, gently take the knees all the way to one side, look in the opposite direction, back to centre and over to the other side. Okay, so leave the feet on the floor if you know any back niggles. If you can, bring those knees, feet off the floor, knees above the hips, tummies pulled in, gently lower those knees down to one side, looking in the opposite direction, nice and gently all the way down. Then bring them back to centre, looking in the other direction as you bring those knees down to the floor. back to centre. So keep going, just gently from one side to the other. So option 1 was to leave the feet on the floor. Option 2 is to have the legs in tabletop. Option 3 is to straighten through the top leg that's coming down towards the floor. So straighten through that leg, bring it back up to centre, switch the legs over and gently lower them down again onto the other side. I'm going to kick the table. Make sure you've got space in the house. And back up to centre. Okay, so you can have that top leg straight as you bring it down. Option 3. Option 4 is you're going to have both legs straight. Don't come quite down at the 90 degree, come more down at the 45. So you come down at 45, back to centre, and down at the 45, and back to centre. Okay, looking in the opposite direction to where the legs are going. Tummy muscles pulled in. But if you're having, again, if your back is raising, there should be no pain, no discomfort in the lower back. You should feel it working, but not pain. If it's painful, drop it back a level, floating from one side to the other. We've got a couple more. Keep that going. All the way down and back to centre and all the way over. Make that the last one, and then gently bring those feet flat back down onto the floor, hands down next to the hips. We're going to go for a figure of 4 stretch. So bringing that right foot onto the left knee, drop the knee out to the side, right hand's coming in between the legs, bring the left leg towards you, bring the hands behind the leg, draw the leg in and then just relax back down again. Okay. So your right knee should be out to the side, right hand in between the legs, holding onto the left leg as you draw it in. Now if you want the stronger stretch, the left hand is going to grab hold of the right foot, so the foot you can see, draw the legs towards you, then the right hand is going to grab hold of the front of the shin and then draw the legs towards you, that little bit stronger. But you only need to do that if you're not really feeling the stretch. You don't have to make it harder if you don't want to. If you know if you're super flexible and not feeling any stretch at all, you can straighten through the leg and bring the leg up and over. Ooh, I'm going to fall over. You can bring that leg up and over and draw that leg towards you, okay? But most people, we don't need to do that. For most of us, position 1 is strong enough. Relax the jaw, relax your shoulders, enjoy the stretch. This is the last stretch before relax. And gently lower the foot all the way back down and other side. So left foot's coming onto the right knee, let the left knee sit out to the side, left hand's coming in between the legs, draw the right leg towards you, again grab behind the thigh, draw the leg in towards the body. Try and relax the shoulder, relax the jaw. And then same again, if you want to make it harder, right hand's going to grab hold of that left foot, foot closest towards you, pull the legs in, then that left hand's going to grab hold of the front of the shin and draw it in. Again, relax the shoulder, relax the head. If you want, again you're not feeling anything at all, straighten through that right leg, draw the leg towards you and draw it in towards the body. But for most of us, we don't need to do that. I feel the stretch strong enough here, this is nice enough for me. Again, take a few deep breaths whenever we're in posture, especially with the stretch. We want to slow that breathing down. And we're nearly there. Time's nearly there for relaxation. So we always do relax at the end of session. So you might want to make sure you've got blankets and pillows handy. And then gently relax those legs all the way back down onto the floor. Lowering the legs, arms up again above the head, full body stretch. And gently relaxing all the way back down onto the floor. So we want to bring those hands, palms upright, onto the floor. Relax the shoulders, allow the feet to fall apart. If laying flat is not comfortable for your lower back, bend through the knees, bring the feet wide and allow the knees to sit together. And this would be your other position. If you're still feeling really uncomfortable, then feel free to roll over and lie on the side. So whichever position is most comfortable for you, but ideally nice and flat, palms upright, just let everything go. So getting into your position that you feel comfortable in, just gently close your eyes, tune into the body, letting everything go. So relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the hips, relaxing the jaw. And closing the eyes if you haven't already. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the mouth. And again, deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the mouth. Last one, deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the mouth. And just allow the breath to breathe naturally. Bring your awareness to your forehead and allow the eyebrows to relax. Allow the eye sockets to relax. And allow the cheeks to relax. Let the teeth fall apart and the tongue rest in the back of the mouth. And let the shoulders melt down into the floor. And with every exhale, imagine the body relaxing and releasing that little bit more. With every exhale, feeling yourself sinking further and further down into the floor. Imagine you're an ice cube in the summer's sun. And with every exhale, you're melting that little bit more, sinking deeper and deeper. Sinking 10 times deeper, 20 times deeper, 30 times deeper, 50 times deeper, 100 times deeper. Just relaxing and releasing. I want you to imagine you're on a beach lying under a palm tree. And the breeze is gently swaying that palm tree all the way to the left and all the way to the right. And it's almost like that palm tree is swinging from left to right at the same speed as your breath. I want you to feel the warmth of the sun, the gentle breeze. You can hear the lapping of the waves, and the rustling of the leaves in the trees. And just gently keep rocking with that tree from side to side. Now every time the mind wanders, it's okay, that's what minds do. Just once you realise, bring it back to your tree and back to your breath. Feeling the tummy rise and fall as you breathe in and you breathe out. Keeping focus on that breath and the vision of your beach. Now you can stay here and completely relax the next few moments or for as long as you like. Or you can join me and finish the session. Bring your awareness back into the body. Wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Gently rolling over to your left hand side. And gently coming all the way back into a seated position. Legs crossed, legs bent or legs straight, whatever you prefer. Shoulders are back and down, crown is up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And again, inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, arms down, chin down, shoulders down. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, arms down, chin down, shoulders down. Eyes front and centre, hands front and centre. Well done. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed your Pilates session. If you'd like to join me and do more, then please do join my group. If you look on the website, you'll see the click button to join. Any questions, just send me an email or give me a call, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you. Bye.